Hey everybody, week 3 review. I guess we'll start with my matchup. I lost to a kicker. Now, my team sucked. I only scored 90 points. Uh, one of the lowest scores of the week, one of the lowest scores on the year so far. Um, but at the end of the day, Han got the win. He's 3-0, and he got the win because Steven Gostkowski scored 25 points. My MVP was Derrick Henry. He scored 25 points. Gostkowski was the man. Looking at the matchups, biggest disappointment for me was Gardner Minshew. He wasn't my lowest scorer. He was the highest scoring quarterback I had, but I expected the mustache to do better against the beard. For Han, disappointment. Darren Waller, after his huge week last week, he was taken out of the game by New England. Otherwise, it was 190. We literally don't have too much to write home about, but Han beat me pretty handily. And Gostkowski is my new daddy, I guess. All right, next matchup. Devin versus Deke. Unfortunately for Deke, he scores 113 points and falls to 0-3. There's 3 of us down there. Thank goodness for Devin. I sent Deke a message today. Thank goodness for Devin, or all of us with the initials DB would suck at fantasy football. So Devin wins 138, 113. So I'm 2-0. I picked Han and I picked Devin. Russell Wilson, fantasy MVP of the year so far. 47 points for Devin. Nick Chubb, 23. Hopkins, 14. Will Fuller, 11.5. Gibson, 10. And his defense scored right around 20 points. Looking over on the other side, Deshaun Watson, 20 points. That's good. But Derek had Tyler Lockett, 28 points. Every week that goes by, that trade, Cortland Sutton for Tyler Lockett, looks way worse. Tyler Lockett right now is wide receiver 2 on the year. So really good job. Miles Sanders did decent. Chris Godwin for Deke, 12.4. Now he's out. Hopefully he doesn't miss much time, but he's got a hamstring. Devin Singletary had a good week. And again, his defense as well scored right around 20 points. So good matchup. Devin won by 25 points, but he scored 138. So that happens. Devin now tied for first with Han, 3-0. Highest scorer of the week and highest scorer of the year so far, unfortunately for Rich, is Dan Evans. 168 points this week, which is really, really impressive. Another guy, 113 points at a loss for Rich. So, and just like Deke, a little unfortunate. Let's go down through the list. Let's go down through Dan's team, and then we'll move over to Rich's MVPs. Aaron Rodgers, 30.5 points. Alvin Kamara, 32 points. DK Metcalf, 14 points. Austin Eckler, 21 points. James Robinson, 25 points. Terry McLaurin, 8.6. Hunter Henry, 6 points. Blankenship, 10 points. So had Han got him in free agency, I'd have won my match, but instead lost it. 10 points for Darius Leonard. So 21 points for his defense. When 168, nobody's a disappointment. Really good job. Good team drafted. Good job. Dan crushed me in week 1 or 2 and crushed Rich as well. So he looks to be back hitting his stride. On the other side, here's the players that were good for Rich. Dalvin Cook, good game, 23 points. Stephon Diggs, 11 points against Jalen Ramsey. Kelsey, kind of a disappointment, but he's still at 87 yards, but no touchdown, so 8.7. Biggest disappointment for Rich has got to be Mark Ingram, only at 3 points, but everybody on Baltimore sucked against Kansas City. Jerick McKinnon, 14 points. Kenny Golladay, 12 points. Robbie Gould, kicker, 14 points. Up to The standard of 20 I set for defense is something Rich told me a while back, that unless his defense scores 20, he doesn't think they had a good week. And his defense didn't score 20, they only had 15 or so. So, but he would have had to crush it to almost set a historical record to beat Dan this week. So I can't remember who I picked to win in this one. So, yeah. I'm going to say I picked Dan. 3-0, definitely Dan. Biggest blowout of the week. Spencer gets his first win in the league. Congratulations. Got rewarded with a trade offer from me. Promptly rejected. He almost doubled Drew. We'll get to Drew. 102 points for Spencer and got a big win, 50-point victory. MVP, Dak Prescott, 33 points. Tyreek Hill, 16.2 points. Keenan Allen, 16.2 points. Unfortunately for him, Deontay Johnson left with a concussion. Defensive lineman with 10 points. Carlos Dunlap, really, really good. So, not bad. Melvin Gordon was a little disappointing, 3.8 points. What can you do? Lamar Jackson is Drew's biggest disappointment, only 14 points. He really looked really, really bad. David Johnson, 10.6. That's pretty much it. I mean, only scored 50 points. Now, got unfortunate. Chase Young left the game with an injury. John Brown may have had an injury as well, but he got a 0. So let's count it. Julio Jones was not practiced all week. Basically, was ruled out of the game on game day. So what can you do about that? Sometimes we're busy on Sundays and we don't get our lineups reset after someone gets ruled out. However, not that it would have won him the matchup because he got crushed, but Josh Lambo on IR all week since last week. So what are you doing? Set your lineups. If there's one thing that I really love, it's lineups not being set. So, otherwise, really good win, Spencer. Congratulations. Now you can just keep winning, and let's take some of our basement guys that started the league in the basement. We'll take playoff spots away from everybody else. I'm going to guess I picked Spencer because Drew had 2 inactive people in his lineup when I did the preview, or people I knew were going to be inactive anyway when I did the preview. Mike Yip over Danny Wynot. Really unfortunate for Danny. He scored 122 points, or 121.7 points, and lost by 20. Mike Yip having a really good year so far, 2-1. Patrick Mahomes, superstar. Anybody that watched, he's amazing. 48 points. Allen Robinson comes through with a huge game, 18.3. Calvin Ridley low for his standard this year, but 11.7. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 13.4. Myles Garrett, defensive line, 12. Jared Poyer, 12 on DB. So really a best defense of the week right there. Over on Danny's side, 122 points. Alvin Kamara made Drew Brees look really good. Drew Brees, 28.5. James Conner was a stud, 21. Cooper Kupp, stud, 16.7. And Aaron Jones, boy, 14.6 looks low for him, but still awesome. Yeah. Overall, like I said, 121 points. You win most of those matchups. So both sitting at 2-1. So they look formidable. Good job, guys. And then there's Graham versus Jason. I picked Jason to win this one for sure because poor Graham. I say poor Graham, and he got 108 points. He still outscored me by 18 points. So don't worry, Graham. Things will look up for you when you get to play me. Bills Collector, 2-1. In a playoff position right now. Way to go. So far, QB2 next to Russell Wilson. Josh Allen, 37 points. Zeke didn't have a great day, but he still got 11.8. 15 points for Robert Woods. 12.4 for Kareem Hunt. That's all the big guys. If there was any any disappointing players for Jason, I would say it is definitely um, yeah, not really any disappointing. Like I said, he had 121 points. Looking on the other side, Carson Wentz somehow got 20 points. Didn't deserve it. Probably deserved to get -2 or 3. The Eagles suck so bad. Um, Graham plays Sony Michel because he doesn't really have much else to do. And what does Sony do? Gets him 14 points, so great choice there. Zach Ertz, 8. Edelman, huge. Edelman, just a bust after this past week. Michael Gallup comes through with a big week for Graham. Jake Elliott, 13 points as a kicker. Um, really defensively, DB 10.5. So the biggest disappointment for Graham is that he left. He picked up Allen Lazard and left his 20 points on his bench, unfortunately. But nobody's been hit hard. So he's got McCaffrey, Mostert, and Michael Thomas missing for injury, and he still outscored myself and a few of us, but 121 to 108. So really, really good job, Jason Collier. I'm in a positive, other than kind of ragging on Drew a little bit for not in his lineup, but out of the 6 matches, like I said, I picked Hahn, that was a win. Picked Devin, that was a win. Can't remember who I picked in the Rich game, but picked Spencer to get his first win. That was a victory. I don't think I bet against Patrick Mahomes, so that's a victory. And I'm pretty sure I put Jason, so I'm at least 5 out of 6. So some really high scores this year. I say into Jason Hahn, I actually like all the guys on my team, even though my team's 0-3 and one of the lowest scores, and should be the lowest score in the league, really. But yeah, so week 4 coming up. Not giving up yet. Week 4 brings Rich over to my house to play a little, so hopefully I fare a little bit better than the Eagles this week. So, all right, so that's week 3. Good job, Devin and Jason. Still undefeated, and a bunch of teams at 2-1. So should be a good year. Even us 0-3 guys are not out of it yet. We got 2 more weeks to be before we get kicked out of it. So make those moves if you want to improve. Make your moves. So no catchphrase this year at the end of it. Just trying to get back in there. So you guys have a good day. Hopefully the league doesn't shut down with Tennessee's COVID outbreak. So here's wondering if Derrick Henry's going to play. Alrighty, have a good week.